You could be dealing with a Jezebel spirit and you don't even know it. Oftentimes, people talk about this spirit. Everybody knows that it's in scripture, but not everybody knows how to really pick it out and how to really identify it in the modern world, and how the spirit really operates and what they really look like in the physical. So, this is based off of my own wisdom, what I've observed, and what the Most High has revealed to me. And I'm also going to be picking up new messages as I speak. So, I've dealt with two people that I know of in my own personal life who I was close to some extent. And one was female and one was male. Yeah, the Jezebel spirit can be in men too. And people don't know that. But it can be in men too. It does not discriminate. And so I got to see it from both sides here. But the way it manifests and the way it shows up is the same. Very much the same. Even though it can be in a man, it is a very feminine spirit. It's feminine anyway. So anyway, I'm glad to be here for you guys, and I'm glad you are with me. Now let's get these messages. So, like I said, it's a very feminine spirit, even though it can be in men. Okay? And along those same lines, and I'm not here to speak on anyone's sexuality, any of that. That's not my place, and now is not the time. What I'm saying about this spirit is, whether it's in male or female, it is a bisexual spirit. Yes, because it does not discriminate. It is a vile spirit. And along those same lines, too, people usually know it's a sexual spirit, but there's a lot more to it than that. It's deeper than that. And even though it is a very sexual spirit, it's not all about that. What this spirit operates from, feeds on, who it targets is insecure people. Insecurity. I would say that it is more of an insecurity spirit than it is a sexual one. But here's why sexuality is such a big thing with this spirit. We know that sex is sacred, okay? And there are so many different things that go into it. You know, it's how you connect to other people. It's something that feels good, okay? It's also one of the strongest and most direct ways you can exchange energies and exchange spirits. And it's something you can use to control people. It's something that is a big tool that is used. We know this, right? So that's why it uses this. Insecurity with sexuality, in a negative way, they really can go hand in hand. So that's who the spirit targets. That's who this spirit feeds on and operates in. They use insecure vessels. So what you will notice with these people, if they are around you, is they are insecure. And we know that insecurity comes from not knowing oneself, thus not knowing your value, and not knowing what makes you worthy of certain things, not knowing what is great about you. And that really can take away from one's connection to the Most High, or, their spirituality and their self. These people who have this spirit, they actually are usually spiritual, and they have a belief system. They do. They believe in God. They may be religious, or they have faith. But this is a very strong attachment. Once it is connected to you, what I've seen is that it's very hard to get rid of. And I will explain why. But to extend on the insecurity aspect, when these people are around you, when this spirit is around you, they will often try to copy you. They will sometimes try to demean you because it is an insecurity spirit. And they will want to feel and have more power over you. And they often undermine authority. Okay, so you can't tell them anything without them going up against you, or, feeling like they just feel like they cannot, nobody can tell them anything. And it's very, very difficult for them to take accountability. And that alone is the thing that makes it very hard for people to break it off of them, regardless of their beliefs, regardless of their faith, because they have this insecurity and it's all going back to trauma. Okay, so they usually had some sexual trauma in their childhood. Usually very, very bad trauma that caused them to be super, super insecure, to be able to obtain this spirit and maintain it. They have a hard time accepting things. It's very hard because they are so closed off and they have all this trauma and they are so hurt that they are always, always on defense mode, even if you're not trying to offend them. Always. And they often will try to mirror this onto other people. They project a lot. They don't know their worth. And so they are usually very, very overly materialistic. Okay, most people are materialistic. People like to have things. Okay, but we know that there needs to be a balance in things. Okay, you can't be too selfish, but you can't be too selfless, right? Because you don't want to be a rug. So they are overly materialistic, and the only value that they think they have of themselves is in what they have to show for, which is what they have and their looks. So they are very on top of their looks. They always want to present themselves to be beautiful, handsome, to look good, to be attractive. Because if they can attract attention, that's what makes them feel good. Because they are insecure and they don't know their worth. They don't know their value or where their values are. So they always try to have the best or look the best. But their character needs a lot of work. They have not done the shadow work. Their egos are all over the place. So if they like you, whether it's male, female, whether you're their preference or not, and even if they wouldn't want to be with you, they would still want to sleep with you. Because sexuality, again, it goes back to the trauma. And it also goes back to something that makes them feel good. They will still want to have sexual intercourse with you. Even if you're just a friend, not all the time, but a lot of the time. They will almost do it with anybody. Because it's all they know. That's the only love that they really know. And it's very sad. It's very sad to say, but they don't know what real love is. And again, back to the trauma, for some of them, the only love they were ever shown in childhood was sexual. And it wasn't love, but the only... Oh. You get the message. You get what I'm saying there. So that's the only way they know to connect with others. But they like the attention. They always want that appeal, that sexual appeal to look good for others. And they will have this FOMO, this fear of missing out. If they're somewhere, like they like to go out, they may like to party, or always like to show up at the function and look their best, smell their best, whatever the case may be. They often do not maintain long-term relationships or connections because the spirit has so much of a hold on them. Also, these people, like I said, they do not know that they have the spirit. It's, if they do, it's subconsciously or unconsciously. But it hasn't really clicked for them, because that's the thing. And so what you will see with these people who have this spirit is that they will always feel and think that this spirit is after them, the devil is after them, always tempting them, and they're always dealing with temptation. And they struggle with it. We all have dealt with temptation or deal with temptation. But as you go along your journey and as you mature and as you learn, you're supposed to, these things, they do not become tempting to you anymore. You get that self-control, and it gets to a point where you're no longer just resisting, it's a part of you. These people struggle with that because it's always external. It's external, and they don't know how to look within themselves and take that accountability. And it's because of that hurt. Hurt people, when people are so traumatized or they've dealt with so much, it's very difficult for them to take accountability. But I will tell you what, and that's not even just for those with this spirit. It could be with other spirits that they have, narcissism and so on and so forth. If and when they do realize that it is something at their hand or something that was their fault, it hits them like a train. It is very hard for them to deal with the fact that, because here's the thing, and these people and these things go hand in hand too. They don't want to deal with this. So another thing that those with this spirit will do is they will continuously sleep with people. And then afterward, they have this deep regret that they did it. They do not want to, most of the time. When they're doing it, they know exactly what they're doing. The times leading up to it, they know exactly what they're doing. But then they will always say that I got tempted and I fell again, and they seem to not understand because they don't realize that it's them. It's them. And they do not have the self-control. But it feeds on, again, that insecurity. It feels good. It's all that they know. And so they're always in this cycles, repetitive, going around and around. There is nothing that you can do to remove it from them. It has to be something within themselves. I'm telling you, the only way, it has to be divine help. But you, as another person, another vessel, your own spirit, there's nothing that you can do except whatever you're guided to do for them. If you're guided to do more, great, do it. But more than likely, it's just you exercising your own boundaries, and you have to be aware. You cannot make somebody take accountability. You can't. The most likely way you can make somebody take accountability is by stepping back and really just upholding your boundaries. These people are very trapped in their own mind. And the other thing is, it's that insecurity. You cannot make somebody not insecure. If you are around them, that spirit rubs off on you. So you could find yourself being very insecure. There is a competition energy with this person, because at the same time that they want to sleep with you, they also want to beat you. But they also get insecure and want you to not feel so good about yourself too. But they will come to you for advice. They look up to you. Yeah, you cannot make somebody not insecure no matter what you do. This is something they have to learn to love themselves. And the best way you can show them to love themselves is to love yourself. Show them how it's done. That's the only thing that us, as children of God, children of the Most High, light workers, however you want to call yourself, chosen one, it's all the same thing. The only thing that you are supposed to do is be an example of that. Be the example. That's it. You inspire them, whether it's good or bad to them, whether they have a good or bad reaction. You inspire them. In time, they will get it. They will see. That's the only thing you are meant to do, is show them how it's done, how to love yourself, even if it means putting up boundaries against them. It can be very heartbreaking to deal with, very sad, because it doesn't take away from who they are. It just blocks them from seeing who they really are. And you can love them deeply, but that's the other thing of love. Sometimes you have to let people go. Sometimes letting people go, exercising your own boundaries and putting them in place, even if it means cutting somebody off, going no contact. Sometimes that's the best thing you can do for people, not enabling them and showing them what it means to really love yourself. And we know even scripture says, love others as you love yourself. And so there's this whole stigma around loving yourself. Yeah, you don't want to put yourself above other people or be too selfish. But you cannot be a rug because you cannot be an enabler and show them that it's okay and let people think that it's okay to keep doing what they're doing, right? But you cannot love others in a good way, in the right way, if you don't love yourself, when you think about that verse. So with that being said, I really hope this helped you. Please give a like to show your support. I appreciate them, and I appreciate those of you who are with me, who have joined the community. What's up, y'all? Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, any feedback, anything you would like to share with other viewers, any other notes that you have, or any other things that you have observed. Let's have a conversation. That's all for this video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.